Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Ethereum continues to be in this wave 4. Over the weekend, Ethereum as well as Bitcoin, they both filled in their respective wave 4s. We continue to be in this wave 4 structure here. Expectations are to turn down at some point here. It can still go a little higher. We have resistance at 1842, 1865 and then 1889. If it really goes 1889, we might have to consider something different here, not as a wave 4, even though that wave 4 really will only be invalidated if it breaks above that wave 2 high, which is actually at 1939, but already above 1889, that wave 4 will reduce in likelihood. However, as long as we have only 3 waves, it is most likely still going to, lead to another move to the downside. So I want to explain it in a similar way as I did in the Bitcoin video. Currently, expectations are for another low. We are going to take a look at where exactly that wave 5 could land, which would be that additional low. Of course, I cannot rule out we break out directly to the upside. The reason is because Ethereum hit already the 50% Fibonacci retracement level at 1754. A few days ago, and that is a level that, based on the retracements, how much the price comes back after an impulse, that already fulfills the requirements to complete this correction. We consider it at the moment as an ABC correction, which would be the standard pattern. So in the C wave we expect 5 waves down, so another low would be likely. However, if price turns around here and rallies impulsively, we have to count it as a WXY. Always understand that Bitcoin and Ethereum like to do WXYs, but it doesn't mean it happens as often, so often that we have to consider it the primary expectation. So at the moment we're looking for the ideal structure still, which would be another low. This comes down quite deep, or this retraces quite deep now for a wave 4, but again it can still push a little higher, and I highlighted the resistance levels for you. Again, as long as it's only a 3-wave move, even if we break above resistance, it can still turn to the downside and make another low in 5 waves, or 3 waves in this diagonal. But if it does something like that, and I showed that in the previous video, if we get 5 waves up and then a 3-wave pullback, that is really the confirmation we need to say that we have already turned around. Okay, so there should be another entry point here for anybody who misses or missed already anything, even though expectations at the moment are still for another low. So from that point of view, nothing changed. Also, we go at the moment into as much detail as we can. There's no point in trying to add another lower degree of waves to this. There's just not the possibility, or it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so this is really as deep as it goes. To label that as an A wave, here a B wave, and now the C wave up. Yep. And then I wanted to highlight again, what would actually be that, what would be the target for this 5th wave to the downside if we get it. Now, there are a few ways how we can calculate that. For example, we can take the length of that A wave, go to the high of the B wave, and then we're looking at the 1-to-1 ratio that would take us to 1687. That's very close to the golden ratio at 1663. That's one way of measuring it. So there's a bit of an overlap around the golden ratio. Another way of doing it is to take the length of waves 1 through 3. We go to the high of the wave 4. Again, that might shift a little bit depending on how high we go in the wave 4. But then we typically would be looking for the 61.8 extension. That's also taking us to around about 1660 here. So there's a strong overlap around the golden ratio. I would pay attention to that level. And then if we zoom out, we can see that we count the move of the 10th of March low as a wave 1, currently coming down in a wave 2. So what actually would be the target for a 3rd wave to the upside? Yeah. So let's assume we find support at around 1660, then a target for the 3rd wave would be at least $2,900, the 1.618 extension, maybe even a little higher. But we first of all need a signal to turn around before we can really look at that in more detail. Okay, that's my update about Ethereum. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.